So we're trying to see, how did it happen? How did we end up thinking or being duped in thinking that a part of me is me? You don't say, this is me. You don't say, this fist is me. You don't say, your shoulder. You don't say, it's me. You don't say, your nose is me. You say, it's my nose, my eyes, my shoulder, my hand, my brain. So whatever my nose produces, it's not me, because nose belongs to me, but it's not me. So what it produces cannot be me either. And the same thing for the intestines, and the same thing for the brain. Whatever the brain produces, it's not me, because I say it's my brain. I don't say it's me. I say it's my brain. And what it produces is also not me, because itself is not me. How could what it produces could be me? If you understand that, then you begin to understand that you are separate from your equipments. You are separate from the fragments that have been used to put you together. The way you've been created, the way you've been born, everything about you, all the pieces that have been put together, that have made you to become you. Not one of them by itself could be considered you, but they work for you. They're your equipment, they're your fragments, they're pieces of you. Brain is also a fragment of you, a piece of you, part of you, equipment that works for you to make this whole entity function. But what it produces is not you. So where is you? Let's consider that to help ourselves get rid ourselves of OCD, intrusive thoughts of all kinds, including HOCD, which many heterosexuals around the world are suffering from, are hit by, and since they really don't understand that it's anxiety driven, it's meaningless, but because they haven't understood that thought is not them, they're not thought, you're not thought, thought is not you, you're not the brain, brain is not you, whatever brain conjures up in the form of thought, intrusive thoughts, they get bamboozled. They think it has anything to do with them. It could represent them. If the brain intrusive thoughts is created that you're not the gender that you are, that you've been living in denial, that you're going to be gay, these are thoughts created by the brain. But you somehow have been duped to believe that what brain conjures up is the you. Which brings the question, how could you then say it's my brain when you are a product of brain? How could you say it's my intestine when you, or do you say you're product of the intestine? You don't say, but you've been sold the bill to think that what comes to mind, which you're totally oblivious of it, you've got nothing to do with it, because brain is an equipment, is independent system. It does its own things because it's designed to do certain thing, making thoughts. And somehow you think this apparatus that is designed to produce thoughts, what it produces, it's you. How? Somehow because it's been used by you, the you that is in there somewhere, we'll talk about it. You've been using it to do things for you. And somehow you've been bought into thinking what you're using to do something for you is actually you. Because many things that you have used the brain to do has been beneficial to you. Doing math, learning things. You think the learning is you. You think the ability of doing math is you. You know, if you understand what I'm trying to say, is like saying the fact that you see something, that's you. It's an ability of the eyes that it can do. This has ability to see. But what it sees is not you. But you can use it to get that information, and information you get from hearing, What you hear is not you, but you have the ability to hear it. So hearing, what you're hearing is not you. You have the ability of using the brain's speciality to think things through or calculate something or figure out something, but what it's being done by the brain is not you. But somehow you think what is being done by the brain, which in case of intrusive thoughts is not something that you're involved, it's not something that you're using the brain to create. Brain itself is conjuring it up, these intrusive thoughts, that you're totally unaware of it. It's independent of you. You're oblivious to it, but yet what it produces, which you have nothing to do with it, you weren't even aware of it, pops up. You consider that you, and you get bamboozled, and you think the suggestion, thought, or the images that is showed up by the brain could be representing you or have anything to do with you, including your gender, if the thoughts are intrusive of this kind or that kind. So this is where we're gonna get to the crunch time, which is, I wanna ask you to come with me, stay with me, and let's examine which one of these makes sense to you, to understand how easily you can separate yourself from the things that are happening in the brain and never be bamboozled by the things that the brain does versus when you use the brain yourself. Hang on, I'll have a sip of my tea and we'll continue.